Bonjour à tous. Content d'être ici ce matin avec les docteurs, comme toujours, et les ministres Duclos, Anand et Leblanc pour répondre aux questions. Au cours des derniers mois, nos vies ont beaucoup changé. Et pour les jeunes qui sont encore en train d'essayer de trouver leur place dans le monde, ce changement est particulièrement difficile. Earlier this week, I had a chance to speak to high school students at the Ottawa Catholic School Board's Virtual Academy. We talked about what this pandemic has been like for them, their family, and their friends. And just like young people always do, they had a lot of great questions. One student, Leah, asked how long it would be until we have a vaccine for COVID-19. As I told Leah, we're coming at this from every angle, whether that's investing in Canadian research or securing the world's most promising candidate vaccines. This morning, I want to let Leah and her class know, along with everyone else who's following this, that we're taking yet another step forward. Today, I can announce that we are investing $214 million for Made in Canada vaccines. To begin with, our government is providing up to $173 million for Medicago to advance their vaccine candidate and create a production facility in Quebec City. We have also reached an agreement with them to supply up to 76 million doses of their vaccine. This is about securing potential vaccines for Canadians while supporting good jobs in research. On that note, the second part of today's investment is for the Vancouver-based biotech company Precision Nanosystems. They're also making progress with a vaccine candidate, so we're allocating up to $18.2 million for their development and testing. The final piece of this Made in Canada investment is over $23 million through the Industrial Research Assistance Program for earlier stage vaccine candidates being developed across the country. From Dartmouth to Burnaby, Canadian researchers are doing great work, and we're here to support that. Le savoir-faire canadien est un de nos meilleurs atouts dans la lutte contre ce virus. C'est pourquoi, au mois d'avril, on a investi plus d'1 milliard de dollars dans le plan canadien de mobilisation des sciences afin de lutter contre la COVID-19. Dans le cadre de ce plan, on a investi dans le Fonds stratégique pour l'innovation qui soutient des chercheurs de partout au pays dans l'élaboration et la fabrication de vaccins. Aujourd'hui, on fait un autre pas vers l'avant. Nous allons fournir jusqu'à 173 millions de dollars à l'entreprise Medicago pour faire progresser leur candidat vaccin et pour mettre sur pied une installation de production à Québec. Notre gouvernement a également conclu un accord avec l'entreprise pour obtenir jusqu'à 76 millions de doses de son vaccin. Nous allons aussi investir jusqu'à 18,2 millions de dollars dans le candidat vaccin de l'entreprise Precision Nanosystems établie à Vancouver. Enfin, par l'entremise du programme d'aide à la recherche industrielle, nous allons investir plus de 23 millions de dollars dans d'autres candidats vaccins partout au pays. Of course, it's not just Canadian researchers who are working on vaccine options. Around the world, the best and the brightest are coming together to find a solution to this pandemic. Canada has direct agreements with a range of vaccine developers for their most promising candidates. And through our investment in Gavi's COVAX facility and advanced market commitment, we also have access to additional doses for Canadians as part of their international program. When a vaccine is ready, Canada will be too. Alors que la mise au point des vaccins se poursuit, on doit continuer de se servir des outils à notre disposition pour assurer la sécurité des gens. Notre gouvernement travaille sans relâche pour aider les provinces et les territoires à accroître leur capacité de dépistage. Et aujourd'hui, j'ai des bonnes nouvelles à vous annoncer là-dessus aussi. Nous venons de recevoir des centaines de milliers de tests de dépistage rapide de l'entreprise Abbott PanBio et nous les distribuons à l'échelle du pays au moment où on se parle. 2 camions transportant le deuxième test de dépistage rapide conçu par l'entreprise Abbott, ID Now, viennent également d'arriver en Ontario et d'autres suivront sous peu. We now have received hundreds of thousands of the Abbott PanBio rapid tests, which are currently being distributed across the country. 2 trucks of the other Abbott rapid test, ID Now, have also arrived in Ontario, with more coming soon. In the weeks to come, we will continue to support the provinces and territories as we get tests out to the front lines. I want to end today by talking about where we are with this pandemic and where we need to go from here. Yesterday, Canada had the highest ever number of new cases of COVID-19. We have to get these numbers down. This is serious, and everybody must do their part. Your loved ones with pre-existing conditions, your parents, your grandparents, they're counting on you. Our frontline workers, our nurses and doctors, they're counting on you too. People's lives are at stake. We can't afford to be careless or think that this virus will just go away on its own. So please, keep following local public health guidelines. Please wear a mask and keep your distance. And if you haven't already, please join the 4.8 million Canadians who've downloaded the free COVID Alert app. We flattened the curve once before. We beat that first wave and saved lives. I know we can do it again. Hier, on avait 2788 nouveaux cas de COVID-19 au pays. C'est le plus grand nombre qu'on a eu jusqu'à maintenant dans une même journée. On doit réduire la propagation. La vie des gens est en danger. On ne peut pas se permettre d'être insouciant ou de penser que le virus va juste partir de lui-même sans effort. Alors, continuez de suivre les consignes des autorités locales de santé publique. Portez un masque, gardez vos distances et téléchargez l'application gratuite Alerte COVID. On a réussi à aplatir la courbe ce printemps et je sais qu'on peut le faire encore cet automne.